Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Sarasota. My name is Kathleen Frankert, and I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the center. Whether you're visiting us for the first time or a regular viewer, we're so pleased that all of you have chosen to spend some time with us today. And now I greet you with Namaste. Namaste is a Sanskrit word that means the divinity in me recognizes and honors the divinity in you. Each week we recite our declaration, which states our commitment as a spiritual center. The words from our website can now be seen on your screen. Wherever you are right now, I invite you to join your voice with mine as we read the declaration aloud. We are a spiritual center that honors all paths to God. Ours is a positive message inspiring our possibilities and offering spiritual tools for transforming our lives and helping to make the world a better place. Here, we can find peace of mind, belonging to a spiritual home, and a personal relationship with the God of our understanding. We are here to discover what we already know. And now, as we move into our time of prayer and meditation, I invite you to just settle in, take a calm, relaxing breath. If it's comfortable, close your eyes or soften your focus as we go within. Listen and join in, if you like, to the chant, loving kindness. Allow yourself to be immersed in the feeling of unity with that divine loving energy that is the eternal source of peace, ease, and joy.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you May you be peaceful and at ease, and may you be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy.
Going within, let us connect now with that one power and presence in all of life expressing. Call it universe, nature, God, by whatever name. It is that unifying, benevolent source of love, wisdom, clarity, health and wholeness, prosperity, and infinite peace. This power and presence created all of life from itself, and so all of life is one with it. This is true for me and for all hearing these words, for everyone, everywhere. Resting now in this space of loving kindness, I invite this into the essence of my being. I accept the fullness of my divine birthright of love and harmony, healing and support, and I accept it for each one. I know that whatever challenge there may be before us, however daunting or overwhelming it may appear, that this infinite source of loving kindness now enfolds each one. Its essence is a balm for the soul, a place to rest and be comforted, a space to be nurtured and supported. And I know that as this loving energy is recognized and instilled in the heart of each one, it emanates outward into the world, bringing peace, understanding, clarity, to lift and unite everyone everywhere. A vast ripple effect of loving kindness moves into the world to heal and bless all. With calm assurance and deep gratitude, I recognize these words are creative. This consciousness is transformational, and this is done now perfectly in the one mind. I release, I let go, I let God, and so it is. Today, our spiritual director, Rev Karen Wolfson, is with us. The title of her talk is When Things Fall Apart. But first, we are again blessed with the musical contribution of Bob Teesdale. Today, Bob is singing These Times. Welcome, Bob.
Such sadness in the voices of my friends, talking about this world and all its pain. But we must not lose heart, we cannot give up hope. Long have we journeyed, just waiting for this day. And these times, these times seem so uncertain, so unkind. But this path makes us stronger the higher we climb. We were made for these times. Let us turn our fears into courage, into faith, our greed into generosity. We can give our anger into love's compassion and move this injustice toward peace and unity. These times, these times seem so uncertain, so unkind. But this path makes us stronger the higher we climb. We were made for these times. Didn't we say we are believers? Didn't we ask for grace? We must remember, right now we are needed to stand and shine our light in this hour, in this place. These times seem so uncertain, so unkind. But this path makes us stronger the higher we climb. We were made for these times. These times seem so uncertain, so unkind. We shall use our voices, and we will not walk in blind. We were made for these times. These times, our hearts were made for these times.
Hello, everyone, and Bob, thank you. Thank you so much for that wonderful song. Let me share some of those lyrics with you all again because they are so timely. They say, "These times seem so uncertain, so unkind. But this path makes us stronger the higher we climb. We were made for these times. So let us turn our fears into courage and faith. We can give our anger to love's compassion and move this injustice to peace and unity. We must remember right now that we are needed to stand and shine our light. We will use our voices in this hour, in this place. These times seem so uncertain, so unkind, but we were made for these times. Our hearts were made for these times. And what times we're in. The viral pandemic still going on, and all of the direct consequences of that, the disease, the suffering, the loss, the pain, and then the collateral consequences, the businesses floundering, jobs lost. And of course, our getting accustomed to this new normal, trying to live our lives as best we can, but within so many new guidelines. And so that was challenging all by itself and all over the world. And we've been dealing with that for, 3 months or more. But then there was the agonizing murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis and the worldwide anguish and outrage that triggered. And the protests, the massive protests and demonstrations, mostly peaceful, some were marred by destruction and violence and rioting. Didn't you just feel worn out and more heartbroken? And, well, as though things were just falling apart. It's just like, what next? And who are we? So, in view of all of that, my message today is when things fall apart. But before we go there, let's check in for a minute. I just want you to know I'm so happy that you're there. I know you're there and I can feel your presence, and I love when I hear from you. Thank you for your emails and your messages on Facebook. And if you are on Facebook today, please let us know where you're watching from. As I think of you during the week, I see you always as vibrantly healthy and abundantly supported in every way. And to you who are financially supporting us, thank you so much. You are a vital part of the team that makes it possible for us to continue sharing our message, our love, and our connection. Without you, we couldn't do this. So thank you. Thanks to all of you for joining with us. So now, this theme, when things fall apart, it's from a little book by an American Buddhist nun named Pema Chodron. The title is When Things Fall Apart, and the subtitle is Heart Advice for Difficult Times. And I came across this book several years ago when it happens. My life was falling apart. Things were happening that I would have never imagined. I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know who I was in the middle of it all. It was, let's just say, not pretty. It was a very, very difficult time, and I was desperate to know what to do, because up till that point, my philosophy of life was pretty much, if you're doing it right, you keep things from falling apart. Well, I walked into a bookstore and this title just grabbed me. I bought that book and I read it from cover to cover because it just told my story when things fall apart. Because at that time, too, I figured, well, if things are falling apart, the first thing I better do is get busy and put them back together again. But I was bereft. I had no clue what to do. So then, of course, my assumption was that if things are falling apart, I must be doing something really wrong, or something has gone terribly wrong. It shouldn't be happening this way. And of course, the final assumption was, if things are falling apart, I'm a failure. I must be a failure, or they wouldn't be falling apart. You get the idea? It can feel like annihilation. It truly can. And I use that word because Pema Chodron uses it in a very powerful way in her book. Here's what she says. Only to the extent that we expose ourselves over and over to annihilation can that which is indestructible be found within us. Wow. Have you been there? You might not have called it annihilation of you or your life, but you know what I'm talking about. That place where it just feels like everything's out of your control and you don't know what to do. Things are falling apart. And yet, as she said, there's that something indestructible. So did you find, as I did eventually, that going through that experience, I had inner strength, resilience, resourcefulness, and fortitude I had not known about before, or known in me before. And I found also that eventually, it took a while, but eventually something even better and more wonderful evolved out of all of that falling apart. I could see that it really had to fall apart. As I say, if this happened to you as it did to me, it maybe took a while and was messy and painful to discover that indestructible something and then to move on to something better. But what I want to say today is that whether it's personal, individual, or collectively in our world, when it comes to things falling apart, the principles are the same. The fundamentals are the same. The current tumult and daunting issues in our world seem hopeless, and it can feel like annihilation. It appears as though things are falling apart, and yet even science confirms that that doesn't mean the end of anything. Or let me say, it doesn't mean the end of all that is possible. In physics, there is a theory of dissipative structures which says there's a period of chaos, of falling apart, that is needed before any system can jump to a higher level of organization. This system could be a person, a society, a molecule, or a solar system. Aha, so it's necessary for something even better and new to evolve. So don't despair. Ernest Holmes, the architect of our philosophy, expressed it this way, very simply. Good is at the root of everything, regardless of its seeming absence, but this good must be recognized. Wow. Good is at the root of everything, regardless of its seeming absence. So keep that in mind when you're looking around at your life, our society, our systems, our larger communities, when it seems as though everything is falling apart. And as you're doing this, as you're navigating these times, as we're navigating our world situation, or it might be in your personal life, I'd like to suggest 3 questions to ask yourself. And these are questions that I have found help me when I'm in the middle of these times of bewilderment and overwhelm. And what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to fix something? You know? So these are the questions. The first one is, what is mine to know? And the second one is, what is mine to be? And the third is, what is mine to do? See, I think so often when we're in the middle of things falling apart, we immediately start with number 3. What can I do? What can I do? And that is crazy making. And so I'm suggesting that we start with the first thing. What is mine to know? And so with that first question, what is mine to know? I was so aware of that as I was watching the funeral of George Floyd in Minneapolis. And I was moved to tears so many times. But I was also uplifted by the culmination of the joy and heartfelt gospel music. It was a sharp contrast in a way, and yet it was reassuring, and somehow it was fitting. And right after, I heard a news commentator who had been observing, watching the funeral, and he said this. He said it reminded him of what he had seen through the years of tragedies experienced by his fellow African Americans. He was an African American. He said he'd always noticed there was a spiritual foundation that through their pain, always sustained them. And he summed it up by saying, hallelujah anyway. Not to be flip, but hallelujah anyway. I love that. I get it. Now, Ernest Holmes said it much more elaborately in this way, and this is so meaningful too. Listen to these words. No matter what confusion appears at the surface of your life, there is always a place of calm at the center of your being. And when you become confused, stop and listen to your inner calm. Turn from the confusion to that deeper something within and say, I am submerged in peace. I am surrounded by peace. I am immersed in peace. So that is question number 1. What is mine to know? Whatever your sense of spiritual foundation, God, the presence, hallelujah anyway. That's the first thing to know, no matter what, because that never, ever changes. So question 2, what is mine to be? What is mine to be? So often we hear it said that we must be the change we wish to see. And you heard that chant earlier that expresses it beautifully. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. And then it went on to say, may you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease, and may you be happy. Just think about that. If every human being was equally filled with loving kindness, was well, was peaceful and at ease and happy, there would be no room. There would be no room for the virus of hate and fear and cruelty and anger. A virus needs a host in order to survive and replicate. And a host that's filled with loving kindness and peace and ease and happiness, well, a virus of hate and fear and anger, that's no host for that. I think you can connect those dots. Ernest Holmes said this on being. What is mine to be? He said, when the world offers anxiety, I give back serenity. When the world gives agitation, I offer hope. When the world rages with turbulence, I am unruffled. In the midst of confusion, I am peace. In the midst of fear, I am calm. In the midst of doubt, I am tranquil. What is mine to be in the midst of whatever is going on? He's not saying, and nor am I saying, I can be all of these things as soon as everything is fixed. This is about what is mine to be in the midst of it. And so, question 3, what is mine to do? You know, none of this precludes taking action. We have a phrase, my mother used to say, pray and paddle the boat. And we say, treat and move your feet. The idea being, start with what you know and start with what you are to be, but then take action. And the thing of it is that as you answer those first 2 questions and listen to your inner guidance, you'll know what action steps are yours to do, And when they come from that place, they're so much more effective. They are so much more energizing instead of exhausting. The author Clarissa Pinkola Estes said something so profound and so wise about all of this. Here's what she said. In any dark time, there is a tendency to veer toward fainting over how much is wrong or unmended in the world. Do not focus on that. There is a tendency, too, to fall into being weakened by dwelling on what is outside your reach, by what cannot yet be. Do not focus there. She goes on to say, ours is not the task of fixing the entire world all at once, but of stretching out to mend the part of the world that is within our reach. Any small, calm thing that one soul can do to help another soul, to assist some portion of this poor, suffering world, will help immensely. And she continues, friends, do not lose heart. We were made for these times. And I want to underscore her words by reminding you, as you do this, as you take action, you are not alone. Remember that your never-ending source is the infinite wisdom, intelligence, strength, presence of the universe, of God, always. So you're not alone. And that is why the first question lays the groundwork so importantly, so that when we step out to courageously take action, we can do it with that foundation of knowing we're not alone. Trust that. And then when you move forward, taking one step at a time, you can do it with confidence because you have faith. Finally, what is mine to do? Well, shine your light. Shine your radiance, your very being, who you are in the world. Bob is going to sing a song about that in just a little bit. Clarissa Pinkola Estes expressed it this way. She said, one of the most calming and powerful actions you can do to intervene in a stormy world is to stand up and show your soul. Let me say that again. One of the most calming and powerful actions you can do to intervene in a stormy world is to stand up and show your soul. Why? Because she says, soul on deck shines like gold in dark times. And she continues to say and share how this touches others. She says, struggling souls catch light from other souls who are fully lit and willing to show it. If you would help to calm the tumult, she says, this is one of the strongest things you can do. And so I'm going to leave it at that. Leave it with you. Ask these questions of yourself to keep yourself centered and on track and grounded when it seems like things are falling apart. What is mine to know? What is mine to be? And what is mine to do? And then just let your light shine. Listen as Bob anchors this and be inspired. Enjoy, and I'll see you soon.
I am alive, I am alive in this world, in this world. I am alive, I am alive in this world, in this world. This is the place, this is the time. Let it shine, let it shine. I see the joy in this world, in this world. I see the joy, I see the joy in this world, in this world. This is the place, this is the time. Let it shine, let it shine. I'm living love every day. I'm living love every day. I'm living love every day. Spreading peace along the way. Right time, right place. I'm living love every day.
Bob, thanks so much for the wonderful musical inspiration. And Reverend Karen, as always, your message was uplifting and a gift to all of us. And now it's time for our offering. We are so grateful for your ongoing financial support of this ministry so that we can continue to support you in prayer, inspiration, encouragement, and opportunities for virtual community and connection. There are 3 easy ways to share your offering. On your screen, you'll see our website where you can select the donate button, which allows you to contribute via PayPal or by credit card, or mail a check to our address shown here on our website. Or you may choose to arrange automatic contributions through your own online banking. Now I invite you to take your virtual gift in your hand, place it over your heart, and blessing it, and share it as you share it. And know this with me. My gift goes forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper. And the divine flow returns it to me, multiplied abundantly. And now let us declare together our offering affirmation. The words are on your screen. I give thanks that I may share of my good, my love, and my support. Thank you. As a reminder, on our website, www.cslsarasota.com, you will find the green prayer request button, and we invite you to use this to send your requests for prayer support. We have 3 licensed spiritual practitioners, Jim Grove, Jaron Nelson, and me, who are available to know and affirm spiritual truth with and for you in whatever challenge you may be experiencing. Here on our website, you can also sign up to receive our weekly email newsletter or click on our Facebook icon for posts about upcoming events. And I have one reminder about this week, and that is our spiritual living circles continue via Zoom conferencing every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Each week, Jim Grove, our licensed spiritual practitioner, hosts an interesting and uplifting 1-hour discussion about an article from this month's Science of Mind magazine. If you'd like to participate or get more information, please email Jim and he will get the information to you. Now, as we conclude this sacred time together, let us move forward into our day and the week ahead, affirming that we do so in health, in love, and in perfect peace. I invite you to listen in or join in singing our closing song, Let There Be Peace on Earth. Thank you for being with us.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God, our Creator, we are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with